But right now, let's give it up for Darby, who's going to be our next storyteller.
This is awful. I was doing this to get Michael off my back forever. I thought if I put my name in there and he would say, you got to tell him, I put my name in there that one time and they didn't pick me. So this is really bad. I'm not a storyteller. I did not come tonight with a story. Okay. So I have been married to the same person, happens to be a man, for about 21 years now. And we have worked at the same institutions of higher education together for about 15 years. We have different last names. My last name is Ray, and his is Clothier. And so most students never know that we're married. And once they get to know each of us individually, if they find out that we're married, they generally cannot believe it, right? Because we are really, 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 really different. So, I'm like, bah! And he's like, chill. And it goes from there. So we're a very odd couple in a lot of ways. So dial back about, 25, 27 years ago. And I'm in graduate school. I'm at Vanderbilt in Nashville, Tennessee. And I am at my townhome, and I am running late. And I'm supposed to be in class. It's being taught by my mentor, who's this really amazing, hardcore, radical feminist theologian. And you're freaking not late to her classes, okay? So I am running late, and I get out to my car, and I'm like cranking it. And it's like, and I'm like, oh my God, no. So I'm just kind of freaking out. And then and I know what it is. It's the battery. I'm like, okay, I have the jumper cables. I know how to jump a car. And so this old lady starts walking toward her car that's parked right next to mine in the parking lot. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. And she's coming. I'm like, yes. So I say, oh, ma'am, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Darby. I need to get my car going. I'm late for my class at Vanderbilt. Could you help me? I've got jumper cables. And she's completely freaked out at the thought of a woman using jumper cables on her car. She's like, you must not know. I know what I'm doing. Oh, no, you need to. So she gets in her car and drives away. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. So I have to go. I start knocking on doors, finally find somebody who's willing to let me use my jumper cables on their car. I get them to pull the car up next to me. I do it. It's a very easy, simple task. I drive in to campus. I'm late. I run into the class. I'm late. My mentor shoots daggers at me how dare you be late to my class? And I sit down, and I'm in a pissy mood. Now, I'm normally, and people who know me, I'm usually really perky and friendly and all these kind of things, but I am Urgh! So I'm sitting down, I'm taking notes. At some point, I kind of look back, and I see this orange book under the desk of somebody a few rows back. And I look at his face, and it's some guy I've never seen before. I don't know why he's there. But it's a book that I have to present in seminar a week later. And I haven't read it yet, but I own it. So I know the cover of the book. And I'm like, okay, mental note. So after the class, I walk up to him. And instead of saying, hi, how you doing? I'm in the mood. So I just walk up and I say, hey, have you read that book? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I turn around, I walk away. My friend Nancy, who later performs our wedding, says, Darby, he's one of the big scholarship candidates. You better be nice to him. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, hey, what's your name? And I stick my hand out, and he's like, Ray Clothier. And I'm like, Ray? Your first name is Ray? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, really? And I said, well, my last name is Ray, so we could get married, and you could be an ultra-feminist and take my last name, and you'd be Ray Ray. and he just straight-faced. He just looks at me, and he's like, okay. And so here we are, 8,000 million years later, and, we're still going strong, and people still call him Ray Ray, and so that's it.